Two, one. We are live.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check. I am Snorlax, also known as Tommy, and I am joined, as always, by Max Tucker and Dr. Will's Outlook. Going to be discussing all things financial markets, CPI, most especially, given that we did come in soft today. Question definitely begs for equity indices, right? Our all-time highs next. Is this, maybe the start of a formation of a local top? Questions that we will ask ourselves on the show today. But we appreciate you guys for tuning in on your Wednesdays and giving us some of your time. We're going to be doing our best to dissect any actionable setups, and then of course everything else that we're seeing on the charts. So far over the last 24 hours, not to give you anything that you can't already see, but some altcoins are very, very green. There is definitely a flavor of risk still in the market, and that's pretty much what we've been saying all week. But you can still see some small and mid caps really enjoying a bid overnight and already during the New York session right now. I will say we are seeing some small and mid caps pull back as well. So it's kind of a mixed bag, kind of the whole stock pickers environment. I won't, I'll try not to sound too redundant in that regard, but it is a market where, identify setups that have high risk reward and take the setups that have high risk reward and be rewarded. And we're seeing that so far. I am curious, though. I was expecting, we were expecting a rip on CPI today, and we've got it, right? S&P's up over 1%. NASDAQ, I can see is up 1.5%. I'm not sure what the Russell's doing right now, but I'd be curious to check that in a minute. But yeah, I mean, I guess I kind of figured, rip into CPI maybe the next day after CPI, and then maybe we kind of get some mean reversion on Friday, maybe Thursday, but definitely likely by at some point next week. Maybe we don't, and we just continue this relentless melt up that we've seen on equities until we start to see some material weakness in the labor market, as well as inflation prints start to tick back up. I know that is a huge portion of the bearish thesis, is that inflation is likely to come in waves. We went under expectations yet again. So yeah, I mean, that is the reality right now, right? As far as Bitcoin, we have this lower time frame whipsaw that hasn't really turned into anything yet. I was kind of anticipating a shallow pullback because we have somewhat grinded into this level on CPI. So I'm curious, do we get this pullback, wipe out some of these longs that have been building up over the last 24 hours, or is this a case where we start to aggressively rally towards new yearly highs? We've already tried once this week and we got stuffed. So I'm waiting very patiently for a range breakout on Bitcoin and ETH to start trading them again. In the meantime, altcoins have provided a ton of really great volatility. Things, like Conflux is one that we called out in our Discord yesterday. It's up 9 or 10% today. I see, some other altcoins are up a little bit as well. But yeah, I mean, it's similar picture to the stock market. I would say my biggest questions are more so lower time frame related, as I do feel that Bitcoin and stocks in general are probably headed higher before they're headed significantly lower, until we get some market structure breaks. But I don't want to sound like a broken record. I want to get the rest of the panel involved. I just wanted to preface the show. What do you guys think about all this, this volatility that we've seen overnight in equities? I know we were expecting this, to get this rip. Obviously, as hedges came off, volatility getting crushed. And ultimately, the fundamentals that we have to respect, that inflation is coming down. So Max, I wanted to get your thoughts, not just on what you're seeing on the markets, but also, the implications of the CPI print continually falling and now, seeing our first print below 3.
Yeah,
I believe
certainly.
that's right.
Yeah, or not below 3. We came in right at 3.
Gotcha.
Which, I mean, it's a solid print. So the expectation was 3.1. Headline came in at 3.0. But I think even more meaningful than that was really the main issue or headwind that we've been facing hasn't been headline. It's been core. Core has remained elevated or sticky all this time. And we actually saw core come in a little bit softer than anticipated. The expectation was 5.0, and we came in at 4.8. In my opinion, this is a very, very bullish print for headline and also core. We came in at a point where we're not going to see people speculating on serious deflation issues. Um, I think we threaded the needle where we came in soft, but not too soft. We want to see CPI, headline, and core continue to drop, but we don't want it to drop too fast because if we have deflation, of course, there's nothing worse for risk assets than a deflationary environment. That would indicate that the Fed has over tightened, and that would also be just as serious of a problem, if not potentially more, than sticky inflation. So I think they threaded the needle once again, and it makes you question like, is the soft landing possible? It seems pretty soft to me at this point, and that doesn't mean that economic headwinds can be completely ignored, and that doesn't mean we won't have a recession. But it's certainly starting to feel soft. How every print they seem to thread the needle just perfectly. And what does that mean for equities? Well, I think in the short term, it really just means that the show goes on. The casino continues. The lights stay on. It's going to remain a stock picker's environment. It's going to be volatile. There is draining liquidity. We can measure that. We're not speculating on that. That is the truth. There is a lack of liquidity. But again, Tommy, as you always say, a lack of liquidity can in fact be a feature, not a bug. It can work in your favor if the conditions and the headlines are correct, right? Thin books can lead to explosive moves like we're seeing in small caps. But of course, the day of reckoning, I'm sure, will come as well when liquidity dries up and everyone's trying to exit or take profits at the same time. I'm kind of viewing it in a way like if you're looking at Dex Screener and you're looking at an on-chain coin and it's got $100 million market cap and there's 2 million of liquidity. Yes, it pumps, because everybody's buying. But what happens when all of the coin holders are trying to get out at the same time when there's only 2 million of liquidity with 100 million market cap? Well, scary things can happen. That's an extreme example. I'm not suggesting that there's 1/50th of the liquidity necessary for everybody to sell, but maybe, it's certainly not the most liquid environment we've ever seen. So, in the short term, I think the lack of liquidity and the solid, drop in CPI will act as a tailwind, and it will continue to be a stock picker's environment. And hopefully some of that translates over to crypto, but I'm just not, I don't know, crypto's just not really that exciting right now. It's kind of boring, truthfully. Like it's just grinding. There's a little bit of opportunity, but it's like crypto, we get these like one or maybe like a week long burst and then it just sideways chop, annoying, and we're stuck kind of dealing with it. So, but yeah, anyways, I want to get this done early in the video. Guys, if you are here, if you are watching, first of all, thank you. But if you could, we always ask our audience to see if you can help us run the range high at 20 likes. Right now, we're already at 12. I haven't even asked you guys yet. So thank you guys for the 12 likes. I want to see if we can get to 30 likes while on stream today. Unfortunately, Twitter's down right now, so I don't know if many people are even going to be able to tune in watching live. I see we've got some people coming in here now. Maybe Twitter's back up. We usually shoot for 20. I feel like I'm getting to it early. Maybe we could get to 30 likes this video. But yeah, let's see if we can do it, man. If you guys can please just take one moment, quickly hit that thumbs up button for us. Does wonders for the channel, does wonders for the algorithm. But yeah, thanks again for being here, and we're appreciative of all of you guys and the likes that you are willing to give us. But yeah, anyways, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about the CPI print? Are we all in agreement that it should act as a tailwind in the short term? We
Can you
can't
ask
hear
that
you.
one more time, Max?
Can you
The
guys hear me?
CPI print he was asking.
Oh yeah, I was asking, what do you guys think that the CPI print will act as a bit of a tailwind, and we'll kind of see the show go on, for lack of a better term. It's going to be a stock picker's environment. We're going to see small caps ripping. Maybe crypto will join in on the fun. Are we in sort of unanimous agreement that this CPI print was bullish and we're going to see more continuation?
I personally think, and I'll just give like a really brief thought. I think from an immediate term standpoint, you're seeing the reaction that the market likes it. will probably give it a little bit of rebalancing of this initial reaction. And then I think the higher time frame reaction is probably going to be a bullish one. So maybe like we're getting the immediate reaction right now that's bullish. We'll probably have a small pullback over, at some point over the next week or two. And then the high time frame outlook has to be very bullish until, I mean, it's basically a continuation of one of the driving narratives of upside this year.
Dr. Outlook, let me hear the prognosis.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this the other day. I think it'll be I don't know. I think the more exciting scenario would have been something less expected, right? I think that's kind of the problem here, and that's why the market hasn't been like freaking out and going to the upside or going up, going to the downside. I honestly just I don't like the fact that we got the print and we really didn't get much of a reaction in higher time frames, right? Like price is just kind of sitting here, not really wanting to react to it. Like they're unsure. It seems like to me, in my perspective, the way I'm looking at price. I mean, yes, we're back at the range highs with potential to break out, but it just doesn't feel like enough catalyst to push the market out of its current range. So we could see more chop here. I would really like to see volatility. That's really my biggest thing. Like I don't care if it's a drop, I don't care if it's a breakout, like just something, right? I want to feel something inside. I feel dead right now, the way the market is moving.
Are you getting bored, Will?
Man, it is so boring.
Will's getting bored.
You know what I'm saying, Haggard. I mean, like, I think you discussed this the other day, and there's quite a few other people. Like, traders are just getting bored with this, man. Like, just do some movement. Like, look, you guys are market makers. Move the market, one direction or the other. Like this. There's no movement. I know you're trying to shake people out. I'm not going anywhere. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm staying and trading, but I need some movement, some up or down, one of the two. I think there's just a lot of fear.
I don't know, man.
Best I can do is 15K, Will. Best I could do.
Sell us down too. Look, I'm good. Look, I am that's the difference between somebody who can trade and somebody who invests is traders they don't care about direction. They just care about, make it happen. That's it. Either way is playable at the end of the day.
I don't know, man. I'd argue that we have seen some movement if you just reduce your time frame a little bit there, Will.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, there's some price action movement. I mean, you look at things like ADA, for instance. I think even ICP, both of those two, like if you put those charts side by side, they look very eerily similar to, and they look like they bottomed when it comes to crypto projects, right? There is a decent amount going on, and we discussed this yesterday. Actually, in yesterday's show, somebody mentioned Lucid is dumping. So one key point, and you can go back and listen to the recording. All right, go back and listen to the recording, guys. Like I said, one key point: watch and see if Lucid doesn't pull a predatory move, just like Rivian did before it ripped. And this is that. This is exactly that.
I see it bouncing here, actually, Will. Like this, it came right into like a perfect retest level for me. I posted it in our Discord. Like I like it here. I'm gonna wait a little bit, probably pick up some more shares this afternoon. But I don't mind this at all.
Yeah.
I get another chance to enter around my original entry. What a gift.
Yeah, no. I think it's bullish, really, really bullish. You get everything else ripping and Lucid pulls back. I think that's really bullish.
And by the way, it pulled back off of some like bullshit, headline where they had the same amount of deliveries that they did. The Q2 deliveries was the same as Q1 deliveries, and the market didn't like that. And their CEO was apparently a little too confident. He was
a little too bullish.
It was bullshit.
Man, I love mainstream media, man. They tend to give you the best entries. They really do. Because like when they're sitting there fading, and it's like everything else is ripping and Rivian's getting wrecked, I'm buying in. I love something getting wrecked in the middle of everything else ripping, because if something's getting wrecked in the middle of everything else ripping, it's going to rip way harder than the rest of that stuff that's ripping once it actually does. And a lot of people, they tend to not understand that portion. They usually tend to fade because, you know, CNN said, hey, this stock looks horrible. You shouldn't buy it. Buy Mark Zuckerberg's Facebook and Twitter threads, because I call it Twitter threads because they got Twitter employees to make threads, just in case people didn't know that. So it's
Dude, they
basically
probably
Twitter
just took all the
2.0.
it's just all the disgruntled ex Twitter employees were just like, let's just prank Elon right now and try to like piss him off and steal his company.
And users, that's the user base.
Yeah, it's like,
Yep.
how do people not understand like the whole thing that just happened? Like,
If
I
you
just
get
don't get it.
if you've ever said out loud, I'm triggered, Threads is for you.
Threads is
Like at the end of the day, like here's kind of an argument I hear with Threads is like, oh, it's giving smaller people a platform, and while I tend to, you know, agree, any new platform can give smaller influencers a chance to blow up, right? Any platform can, and maybe you become that singular TikTok star. But at the end of the day, I like the competition. That's why I tend to stay with Twitter. There's a lot of competition. The algo is really difficult to play, and yeah. So I mean, we'll see where Threads goes at the end of the day. But I mean, I don't know. I don't like somebody looking through my window at my intellectual property continuously.
Yeah, man, I don't. I mean, I mean, Twitter has some issues, right? Like, clearly they're understaffed. Clearly they're still losing money. Clearly you can't get support when you need it. But it's the Wild West, and like it's truly the embodiment of like free speech within reason. You know, like you can't go into a movie theater and shout fire. Like you could do some things to cause problems on Twitter, but I mean, it is the embodiment of free speech, and I'd rather deal with some of like the annoyances of Twitter than just deal with a bunch of like corny Instagram influencers that like, I don't know, want to tweet out or threads out these like bizarre Los Angeles thoughts about some like soy drink that they're having. I don't know, man. I'm a little critical of it. It's corny, man. Threads is weird.
One of the things I think that when you look at Twitter, and this is another argument I heard with it, and then we'll get back to stocks, guys. Don't worry. This
Yeah,
is more
well, we had a
roundtable
question about
discuss.
Neo for you, but yeah, go with this thought first.
So one of the things that I think about is, and this was a discussion I heard I think yesterday, was that, you know, Elon's charging people for reach. And it's like, okay, Elon's charging people for reach, which means that he's not selling your information more than likely, or a lot of it, to advertisers, right? He's asking you to pay for the platform versus advertisers pay for the platform. And whereas Threads is literally stealing every data point about you, not giving you a singular penny for it, and then selling that information away, and really probably overreaching their, I guess, their legalities as far as that goes, and you know, trying to really grasp everything they can, almost like TikTok, right? TikTok is one of those ones too, that literally tells you, hey, we're going to go through your entire phone, we're going to get all your information, your pictures, everything, and we're going to take that information and build a model around you. But really the model is, you know, what can we sell you, what group are you a part of, what's your preferences, and in all ways, and then how can we make you a perfect candidate for predatory influencing, as far as like what can we peddle to you to force you into buying positions on certain products or assets.
Will, speaking of privacy, what do you think about all of the stuff around Arkham Intel over the last few days? I don't know if you've really been following it, but I can give a little
yeah, if you
rundown.
can give some rundown.
For sure. So Arkham Intel, for the last, like, I guess through the entirety of 2023, they've kind of been, you know, oh my goodness.
That's the picture I was going to use. I couldn't find it, man. That's going to be my new background.
Arkham Intel has been, you know, messaging a ton of influencers, a ton of people on Twitter to try and get them to, you know, shill a ref link, you know, essentially I mean, it's basically been having users more or less dox all of these on-chain wallets for, I identify who they are, yada, yada, yada. But Arkham Intel is now going to do an airdrop based on the people who had the most points and doxing the most amount of wallets. And Arkham Intel also says they believe in the de-anonymization of the blockchain. So essentially they're trying to, and their service will, you will be paid in the token to dox wallets, essentially. I wanted to get your thoughts on what you think about this service, because it was, I mean, people were talking about it this weekend, and I, quite frankly, I think it is the antithesis, yeah, I can't, I'm having a tongue twister right now. The antithesis of, of all things DeFi, even though you can see, things public on the blockchain, you can't tell me there aren't severe ramifications for, doxing people's wallets, and even in some cases will, the victims of Celsius had their emails and now addresses directly linked to their wallet addresses. So that, I think, is very dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting conversation. I think it's an interesting subject. I think it's why. I guess that's the better question. Why would you do that? Why are you paying people to expose other people? And that way, I guess, and some people may be like, well, it'll help get rid of all the LARPers. Look, LARPers aren't going anywhere. They'll just make new accounts and make new wallet addresses. Like it's literally just dumb. I think that everyone is I don't know how to really put it, but like they should be allowed to their privacy, you know. Do I think it would be good in some ways? In some ways, it will expose some of these influencers that have 100K followers, but probably have $20 in their bank account. It will also, it'll also expose people that have a significant amount of assets and may not want to be out there like that, right? And I think that that's not fair. It's almost like going through and saying, okay, well, I can do this and I can do that. So it is the antithesis of the opposite of what blockchain is trying to achieve, which is, privacy, decentralization. I can't go into a bank and figure out what bank account you have. I can't. There's no possibility of me being able to do that. Now, are there methods I could use to do that? Yeah, they're very predatory and probably illegal in a lot of ways. So I would argue in some ways, if that individual's in the US and you're being doxxed in that manner, you technically have legalities to go after them for that. Or at least for peddling people to do what they're doing, right? You would obviously have more legality to go after the individual who doxxed, but you would have also legality to go after the company that's enticing people to do so. So I don't know. I think it's a dangerous road that they're trying to take right there. And I think they'll end up getting sued for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, everybody's calling them the feds. I did think it was funny, though, that you do have some users who have managed to identify all of the Arkham private key wallets and or the multi-sig wallets, and they doxed like all of them. So
they doxed their whole team.
Dude,
yeah, basically.
You know what?
That's good.
That's a prime example of that's a prime example of like the exact opposite of your intention coming to fruition by taking an extreme stance. It comes full circle. It's like the Lasser curve in economics. It's like if a government deems that they want to raise more money through taxation, so they increase the federal tax rate to 80%, then all of the money leaves and goes to another jurisdiction, and they actually end up with less money, even with a higher effective taxation rate. It's like, okay, so you want to de-anonymize the blockchain. Okay, let's start with you guys,
Yeah, let's start with you.
Yeah.
Here's your address. Here's where you live. Here's where you work. Just dox the shit out of them. Like, now again, I'm not going to promote that because I wouldn't want that for anybody. So like, I even as much as I think it would be fair and it would be, I guess in a way, kind of the reverse effect of what they were actually looking for. I think that everybody is entitled to their privacy if they want that. I put my face out there. I think all the app because Bitcoin puts their face out there because we're genuine about what we're trying to achieve here at the end of the day, and trying to build a legitimate business around ideas and thoughts and what's going on in the market. But not everybody's there to do that. Some people are there to just talk. Some people are there to provide information, and they just don't want to provide who they are at the same time. It's understandable in some ways. Like if you look at some people, they may have a very high net worth. They may not want to be out there like that, or exposed, and those things happen, right? There are also people that are very poor and pretend that they're rich on Twitter. I know there are a ton of people on there that do that. I know
Bro,
of at least
that's
two or
like
three
half of
influencers that have
CT,
100K
man.
plus
That's like half of
followers.
CT. I'm convinced that half of CT doesn't even trade anything. And they just like stumbled across crypto Twitter one day and they're like, this is where I'll hang out for the next 5 years. This is it. And I'll just like pretend like I'm one of them.
Pretend, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, I'm seriously convinced that most of these reply guys, they don't even trade. Like they just, I mean, like they literally woke up and they're like, all right, I'm a pretend crypto trader now. This is my new home. I
Well,
will I
the
will
the
talk
thing is,
trash.
is you get a lot of individuals also who like claim to buy at certain prices. You never see a chart on their feed, you know, stuff like that. Like you don't see any
Or
tickers. They
how
don't
about the
provide
I call them
information.
the P&L boys where like every day you just see like they've hit every single move on every single coin, like no matter what, like they bottom ticked and top ticked everything, the P&L boys. You can fake
With
that shit so easily too, man. Like people are so gullible if they believe that, man. Like I mean, this team right here is a prime example. Like you guys are some killers. Like take my word for it out there, guys. You're looking at the face of some guys that like seriously trade these markets. This team up here, and you guys take losses all the time. Like you guys lose trades every single week, every single month, and you're like seriously profitable and not trading with small sizes. And then you've got some of these guys out there like, bottom tick, top tick, have never lost. And I'm just like, you're not a real trader, man. Like, I know that, like, I've
no
seen
L's
the
on their
real
timeline.
traders out there, man. You know, if you're,
That's. Oh, go ahead. I didn't
I
mean
was
to
gonna
cut you off.
say, like, if these guys are that good, man, they're not posting MEXC, or KuCoin P&Ls,
Yeah.
5,000%
Hey man,
winners
there
with.
aren't that many places for Americans to trade on centralized exchanges anymore.
There's not, man. It's bad. Like that's honestly why I pulled back the reins on a lot of my leverage trading, is because it's so difficult to get a good clean exchange that's not gonna like wick you out, right? All the ones that you're allowed on now are just like horrible exchanges that have predatory moves on their
Hey
entries.
Will, we had a question for you about well, actually it wasn't for you, but I know you mentioned this yesterday, Neo.
Yeah, yeah. We can go to the chart. I think Neo looks really good, man. I'm not gonna lie. Chinese are not like NIO,
O or NIO?
NIO.
NIO,
NIO.
NIO.
I remember trading NIO when I was like just getting started in markets, when I was a total noob.
How'd you do with it?
I didn't make any money when I first
Top one
started.
there. No.
No, Neo's a stock. Yeah, Neo's a
Stock.
stock.
There you go, top one. Yep.
That's it. There you go.
Yeah, this one looks
Struggling through
pretty
my
good, man.
internet right now. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. So like it was. Do you have RSI? But it basically had a bullish div at the low, blew up, kind of hitting that high, broke above resistance. I think it's ready to rip. Got if you look right there, previous high on the left hand side. So you had 1, 2, 3 drops there, and then you've gotten above that first drop, right? Very similar move in my opinion to something like Bitcoin. I think it's a ripper, not a dipper. This means it goes to that next the next high up there. That secondary high position will be my target for this one. But you're at such a low position with obviously log off that this thing's really a buy here, right? This is kind of like a rollout, and I think this is kind of like your floor here.
Boy, that thing has gotten beaten to crap.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
It is wrecked. Exactly. I think this is a solid pick. Neo is a really, really good one that I've paid attention to. Why do I say that? Because they build affordable retail electric cars, right? 30Ks, 20Ks, those ranges. That is big. There's always a market for all. There's a market for high end, aka Lucid. There's a market for commercial, aka Rivian, and there's a market for retail, aka Neo. So there's a lot there between the three of them. Now, all of them offer, their own, I would say, version of each, but them as individuals take up, what I would say, portions of what Tesla's coverage is not covering when it comes to your normal, I guess, the EV interest people. So solid pick. Oh, so the one now I remember the ticker, man. I was trying to think all day yesterday. BYD. So BYD is another one. Now the issue with BYD is big, like massive, doing bigger numbers even than Tesla, but they do gas and EV. Now I don't think that they specialize in any, so it's a difficult one to call when you talk about EV with them. But BYD is one to keep an eye on too. If you want to pull that up, Tucker, real quick. But yeah, Neo looks good here. Like I think Neo's, you can see right there above the previous low high, and I think it's gonna rip up to that $14 range. What's
my
that?
cat jumped on the back of my chair. I don't know if you can see her. She's right here.
Oh yeah, she's right there next to
Wait,
the board.
your cat looks like CZ, man.
I know.
That was a dad joke. You guys like that one?
Yeah.
What's the ticker, Will?
BYD.
Boyd.
It should be cars, right? Go back to that quick. Oh yeah, Boyd. Yeah, Boyd. Sorry. I don't know. I want to say group service. No, it should be a car company. Hold on 1 second. Let me look it up real quick. So BYD. It should have the red symbol. Red circular symbol.
This one? This.
There, I'm gonna put it in the chat. No, it's not that one. Click that real quick.
You put it in the chat. Whoa.
Yeah. It's just a link to their site so you can see what I'm talking about.
Okay, it's BYDDY.
And hey guys, just real quick, I got it. We're getting close. We're at 25 likes right now. If you're just popping in, welcome. Thanks for being here. Our goal for the stream today was to get to 30 likes. Normally we do 20. All right, so we need 5 more likes to get to our range high of 30 likes. Quite frankly, I think we can run the range high. We usually always do on the rerun. You guys are great about that when you watch the rerun. But if we could hit 30 likes on the live stream, that would be huge for us. So if you could just spare one quick moment and hit a thumbs up for us if you're enjoying the stream, that'd be amazing. So thank you guys all. We're getting so close. 27, we could do 3 more. But yeah, anyways, I'm sorry. Will, back to you.
No, you're good. Yeah, if you look right there, look at that perfect bounce on the 30, bro. Look at that beautiful bounce. It literally bottom ticked right there on the 30. Not only that, it double bottomed from the previous low. And now you're getting above that high there. BYD is like a numbers company. Like they push numbers, right? Big company. So these guys are something to watch too. I know there's been a lot of talk about them. I think the other tickers I've discussed previously are just better picks from an overall growth standpoint, but BYD is also a solid competitor, I would say, in the EV space as a whole. And this is a Chinese company again too. So yeah, I think you have to get an OTC or whatever, but it's basically one of the biggest Chinese EV makers out there outside of Neo.
Come on. What do you say, Will?
Tucker, do you still have some calls on that? I know you made some money on the short dated ones
It
and
looks
dumped
good,
them.
man.
Are you still
Yeah,
holding
I
some?
fumbled the bag on the short dated. I still got my long dated ones for sure. I've not paper handed those, but I did indeed paper hand some 721 calls, I believe. Yeah.
I do want to bring up one too that we haven't discussed in a while, and that's OX, right? I think OX looks really good. I think it deviated low and it's above that resistance.
The herd is coming.
This is the exact zone that I was talking to people about, and I was like, "Hey, this is where I would buy." And man, it nailed it. It freaking nailed it. Hold under, rolled above, and now we're above it.
Yeah, it looks good.
That is
Tucker,
exactly where I'd be looking to buy.
Can you do me a favor? Wait, which exchange are you looking on? Okay, can you make your volume profile more granular? So like double click on it.
Yeah, let me do 200.
Yeah, do like 100 or 200 or something. Even 500. Yeah, see that right there, the point of control? That is so cozy, man. Look at that.
I know.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah, man, just bouncing right off that point of control. Perfect.
You know what's funny, Max? I identified that area without a POC indicator.
Yeah, the trained eye can definitely tell where the most transacting has occurred. No question.
Yeah. That and that's what I tell people all the time. Like, look, I'm like, once you've been in this game long enough, you can see where those areas of liquidity are.
Yeah,
like, you don't even need a POC.
I love that. I love that underneath 3 cents area, man. I really like it. I mean, you're talking about sub 100 million market cap exchange token, that just launched and hasn't even been through a cycle yet. I mean, it's just crazy, and it's respecting the TA. Clearly, their market maker is versed in TA because he's looking at it. I'm telling you,
he's a professional painter for sure.
Yeah, I think that's something I talked about the other day. I think on one of our Giga Chat chats too. I was like, the market making on this coin is really nice. It really is, because like they come into areas, they find support, they trend them, and then they usually roll off of it, right? And you continue to see that buy up right there.
All of this, they weren't market made. This was all organic volume for the first, I know they have some sort of market maker program now, but this was all just on chain shads back and forth PvP.
Yeah. This is one of those interesting areas. I like the liquidity there. You can see it plain as day, right on that POV right there. And you just roll.
So Will, have you started accumulating yet?
Yeah, I told you, as soon as it flipped up above resistance, I was gonna buy.
Yeah.
I did say that 100%. And I was like, if it goes deeper, I'll buy at the next support down there, exactly where Tucker has the low at.
Yeah, you got to take some cracks at it here, man. The support's too solid. Guys, we are 1 like away from 30 likes. 1 like. If you have not liked the video yet, there's plenty of people in here. I know you guys can spare 1 more like. Please help us get to 30 likes. That'd be a first for live, is getting to 30 likes. We've done it on the reruns. That's easy. But to do it live, man. So if you haven't liked the video yet and you're enjoying the stream, please consider just taking 1 moment and helping us get to 30 likes. We're going to set a live record here of 30 likes.
Let's talk about 2200 ETH.
And yeah, Mark, Will is the unofficial market maker because he's a whale. So you might as well just take notes on what Will's doing, because he's going to dictate the price. So,
Will, I agree. 2200's coming. I just don't know if it outperforms Bitcoin. I'm still.
Yeah, it may not.
Guys, we did it. 32 likes. They did it for us again, man. The best audience in the world. The best audience in the world. Right. Thank you, guys. We ran the range high. You way overshot it, man. We overshot it by 8%. I mean, you guys are crazy. Way more than running the range high.
ETH looks kind of nice.
It tends to do that, and then it loves to go sideways.
Tommy's so cynical. He's just a scorned Ethereum trader. It tends to do that.
I hate trading Ethereum. It's no secret.
I did tell you many times. I'm like, look, just stop going after Ethereum. I'm like, just go after Bitcoin or what's
Dude,
every time you think it's going to do one thing, it does the opposite every single time. And all the TA can be pointing down, all the TA can be pointing up, and it'll just go the complete opposite direction.
dude, I don't think crypto's about to blast off right here, man, honestly. Like, I think they're just painting pictures. I think we're going to just continue to range. I don't think we're going to, like, nuke here or anything, but yeah. I'm not feeling the breakout here, man. I feel like we're going to continue to range. I don't think there's that serious, I don't think there's that many serious buyers right here. I think if we got one more flush, I mean, because if you look at the OI that happened on Bitcoin basically since last night, I mean, they've been pretty aggressively buying right here, cumulatively across all the exchanges. So there's definitely some traders out there that are very vulnerable or susceptible to a little OI flush right now. I mean, a clean out of all the buying that we saw over the past 24 hours would take Bitcoin back down to probably like 30K, truthfully. So,
which is really a drop in the bucket. I think a lot of people just stay.
Whoa! A drop in the ocean.
Drop in the ocean.
Okay, drop in the ocean. Yeah. So that kind of pullback isn't even. It's not even anything to scoff at. It's not a big deal. I would say I said that exactly backwards of what I should have said. I would say let's look at ARC. But 2200 ETH for sure, guys. Like I really see that coming. Eric AK. This looks solid right here.
Oh, my fun little art fractal.
look at this fun fractal. Look at it.
Get out of here
the
with
opposite
that.
Direction.
Wait, get out of here, man.
It's not a fun fractal. It's not a fun fractal. Hang on.
he's gonna flip it back up.
That's called the I missed the bottom fractal.
No. Look at that.
Oh,
come on,
my gosh.
There's your FUD, though.
That would be like max pain, though, because that would probably shake a lot of people, including if we went below 30. I'm not gonna lie, I'd be a little concerned for my bags. I'm in at 40.
That's just what it's back here. So
I could see us having some sort of like very small, maybe 3-week flush on across the board and over the next like
on lows and mids
in the next 2 months. We have a flush like that, kind of like Q3 of 2021 where we had that big flush on Bitcoin. Alts got rinsed, and then it gave that last really awesome leg higher, driven by ETF news. So I think we might do something like that this year.
I mean, it'd be a good buying opportunity for sure. It would definitely. I think it'd be good.
I think we should visit Haggard's favorite stock. Starts with an E.
ENBX?
Nope. E and then the L.
No. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
We'll just peep it real quick. All right. I just want everyone to know that Hagrid.
That where you shorted?
Haggard top ticked
this move right here.
There. You got no profits.
I caught this move, and the options didn't move at all after a 4% move. So I got out. Thank God.
Oh man, it's hilarious. You get 4% nothing.
It does look like it's waning in momentum a bit, though.
Yeah. It looks like it's got some gravity going on.
There's easier things to trade than this, man. I don't know.
It's easier.
Why bet against women buying makeup?
Yes, exactly. I mean, now that men can buy makeup too, it's like their market's huge.
The market's massive now.
You'd be surprised. You go into like I go to the mall with my fiance, and you go to like a Sephora, like it's almost as many guys in there as girls.
Is it guys shopping for themselves or for their women?
Well, yes. What am I saying? Yes. There's probably like 1 or 2 guys in there total that are not shopping for themselves.
Oh,
okay, I gotcha.
I was one of them.
Did anyone come up to you? Did anyone come up to you and ask if you wanted a sample, Tommy?
He said he wanted sample.
You've got great eyes. This would look great on you. Sit down.
Some
Oh, what's up, Butters?
You just like this massaging?
The massaging.
That looks like that. It's like an inverted Nike logo.
Here's a good one. You guys want to see a really, really interesting one? Look up AAP.
AAP,
Yep.
Advanced Auto Parts.
Oh my, look at that gap.
Look at these gaps.
Oh my
Dude.
goodness.
Hang on.
He's a dude.
What is it? I mean,
You're gonna need to zoom out further than that. I'm just telling you. I don't think the daily's enough.
Oh my god.
Just keep going, bro.
Look at that. Buy something below the code. That's support though, man. Look at that. Right below the COVID lows.
Scroll out. Look.
Oh my goodness. All right, so following the trend, broadening.
It hasn't even loaded yet.
Oh wow. Okay, never mind. It's like being in a time machine, man. You can go back to 2010 and buy AAP right here.
Man, I've been watching this stock. I'm just like, dude, you catch this to the upside, you're gonna get a 3x, and you're gonna lose it all again. This is gonna happen here.
Yeah. Let's
Hagrid Super more. Sniper 9000.
Yeah.
Lifetime subscription is $3 million.
Hey, put in calls here next year.
Next year, maybe.
Might not be bad to just spec some like 2025 calls or something. Play like the 125 strike.
The long end.
Yeah, play the 100 strike, man. 100 or 110 for 2025. This is the
area, in my opinion. Yeah.
Well, it's here. It's going negative.
It's here. It's going out of business.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: the used car market is always a flourishing market, right? But the reason I think that this stock specifically, is because there are areas in the market, like what just recently happened, where used cars are not sells, right? Where there's just not enough used cars, or there's no interest in used cars. And so these auto parts stores take massive hits from that, because their profitability in these areas in the market, we'll say, every 3 years, every so many years, are just dead zones for these auto parts stores, right? Because nobody's buying used cars. Everybody's buying new. So it's almost like a signal, okay, the used car market's going to get wrecked, or the new car market's going to get wrecked. Now, you know what's funny? Everybody keeps on saying used car market's going to come down, but look at AAP. I would almost say auto parts stores are saying that the used car market's bottom, right? It's wrecked. And the only place it has to go from here, just by auto parts stores, looking at it from that perspective, the only place that the used car market has to go from here is up.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys like that thesis, but that's just a thought that I've been having with this. And now I have to kind of put the data behind it to support that thesis. But that's honestly what I think is happening here.
Well, it either bounces here or it's wrecked. So I kind of do thesis from that standpoint.
Yeah. Well, remember, I'm not even speaking on the auto part, this stock. I'm speaking more on the used car market, right? So when you look at it from that perspective, what should bounce off of this? Carvana. Now let's go look at Carvana. Something that was completely annihilated, by the way. Too.
Damn, guys, we're at 37 likes, man. I didn't ask for 37, guys. I wanted 30.
Look at Carvana now.
Are you trying to open a short, Max?
I might short our likes at 40, man. I'm gonna put in a concrete wall. I just didn't expect this. You can't plan for this. I sold too early, man. I sold at 30 likes. Now we're at 37.
Now,
Or
if
maybe
you take
FOMO
that
back in.
low, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you out there, Max.
No, I was wasting our time just making jokes. Go ahead, Will.
If you take that low on the left hand, right where you got on the left hand right there, and take that high on the right, we basically gotten above resistance. So kind of like that 2019 low, and then that 2022, 2023 high, right? The body candle portion. If you could just draw a line across there, Tucker.
Wait, where?
So the 2019 low, 19, 19, 19. Yep. Now, nope, bring it back up to the body. Bring it back up to the body.
Oh, you're a candle body guy. That's right.
Yep. Now, if you look there, that was our resistance where we broke, right? And fell down below. And now we've gotten back above that resistance on the right.
Yeah, but here's the issue, Will. They're still going to be in chapter 9 in like 6 months if they're not already.
Well, here's the thing. So
True.
was GameStop. So was a lot of Bed Bath & Beyond. Tons of these companies were.
Yeah, but
And what
the
did they
reason
do?
that GameStop, Bed Bath and Beyond was the reason GameStop got squeezed is because you had a bunch of loyal millennials who like loved GameStop back in the day, and there was a sense of nostalgia for GameStop. Same with AMC. Nobody has any loyalty to Carvana whatsoever. Nobody gives a rat's ass about Carvana. There's no
I agree.
nostalgia. There's no emotions behind it. There's no reason to pump Carvana.
There's not, but look at where the stock's at. It was
It's
basically a zero.
really good. And
Yeah, it
if
does
they
look good.
rebalance, I mean, people have probably been using that to hedge as they have been with a lot of like small caps. So, man, I mean, that's how those things fly. Usually do it in like 1 or 2 candles.
You fade this, I'm telling you, man. Like, look, I get the aspect of logic, but logic went out the window in 2021. It really did. Like the market it just bids high beta, and it's like, oh, this thing looks like it's gonna die. We're gonna pump it back up, get everybody back in.
Using your head, Max. Stop doing that.
Guys, they got us to 40 likes. I sold my
Oh
bag
my
of likes
gosh,
way too
what is
early. I
going
sold my
on?
bag of likes at 30 likes, and now we're at 40.
It's crazy, man.
Wow, thanks guys. Best audience ever. So are you buying Carvana here?
I think I am, man. I think I'm a bidder here. I know. Look, I know it's dumb. I know.
It's only
GameStop is
dumb if
dumb.
you don't make money on it.
So honestly, yeah, it legitimately is. Now, am I hedging this? Yes, 100%. Probably 6 months puts to hedge my long spot position, right? Just in case. So that's really kind of the way I'm approaching this. Yeah, I think if you're coming to these stocks with the right approach, you can make money on them. I don't want to miss out on this if it ends up playing, right? The upside is too substantial here.
Hey, I want to talk about a stock here. Tucker, can you go to Penn for me? PENN.
Yeah.
We're going to look at the potential biggest PO3 in the equity market right now.
Ooh, I like that. That looks
Yep.
really good.
Yep. I got
It's
some
like a
Penn,
stair
man.
step too?
I gave that out in our Discord yesterday to our Giga Chads. I got a small bag here. I mean, on the and actually, Tucker, can you do me one more favor? So
Yeah.
can you draw a diagonal line, just kind of like a breakout line, basically from like that, yeah, right there, all the way down, baby. Yep, look at that. PO3 normie trend line breakout, equal highs littered on this chart, man. You don't have to
Fair
go through and
trend
pick
over.
all of them.
Yep.
But if we reclaim and start breaking out, if we get close 28, 29, 30, this thing could go to $50. So I love the technical setup. I've got a little bag from lower. But yeah, man, it looks good. Definitely looks good.
I got another one. AMR. Not the same thing, but definitely an easy
SMR?
trade trend. AMR. Nice.
AMR.
Yep.
What is AMR?
Which one?
The top one.
AMR wrapped ETH.
No, that one.
What the hell is this?
No, take it. Look, scroll it
That's
out.
gotta be a pharma company,
Put
100%.
it on the
Right?
monthly. What's that?
Is that a pharma company?
Yep, it is.
It looks like a pharma company. Is it choppy because they're giving like dividends to employees
Mm-hmm.
or stock options?
Yeah, but if you look at it on the monthly, it's a big rip into a consolidation.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed about a lot of these pharma stocks is the ones that give really good like stock option programs to their employees, they look really, really choppy like that.
They just play the range for like a long period
Because
of time.
everybody's selling right here.
My mom works in pharma, and her company stock looks exactly like that, except it's looked like that since 2018 or something crazy like that.
Yeah, you can see the move on the left, right? It went up, it chopped sideways, and then it dropped, and then it ripped, and now it's chopping sideways, and I'm expecting a drop back down to the previous low, right? Then it's going to rip off that, and then it's going to chop sideways. These are really weird stocks, man. But easy plays, right? You could throw in like some puts on this. I think longer dated, and you could easily play the downside on this, especially from where it sits right now, because it's at the high end of the range, right? So you could really just put it to the low, or you could, granted, you could catch the top here, and it could just drop off a cliff from here.
Bro, look at Baba just chatting. 94 and a
Oh,
half, baby.
I know Tucker sees it.
Dude, just
Dude.
chatting today, man. We scooped up that bottom yesterday at 90, man. That little dip. That was such a nice little buy.
You want to see the best bottom there is out right now? AOSL, bro.
Bro, we're coming up here for sure. There's no doubt. For sure.
Put it on the weekly so I can see what the weekly looks like. I think you're going a lot higher than that.
Yeah, probably. But
Yeah, momentum's starting to curl up there.
That's just your basic resistance. If you pull that across the weekly, like your high is like your next shoulder up.
we got that green money flow, fellas. Come on. Wow.
I think you're hitting like 200 on that.
You need these puppies to get up here and hang out up here.
Yep.
That's what you want. Like this. Yeah. Looks good. Where's TP2? 180s? Probably right.
180. No, 180, bro. 180.
Let's see what we got.
They're gonna eat into that a little bit. They're gonna eat into that a little bit, man. They'll overreach on that.
160.
200.
200?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
200 easy.
That's
Have
the
they
next.
split ever?
200 to be your top, and then you'll pull back,
See the-
and then you'll rip again after that.
You might be able to
See,
overlay
that's-
the Tesla fractal on Baba, but it's not really the same because Tesla's capitulations have been like way nastier.
What's up, Okie Pokey? Let's throw up yeah. That looks good.
Let's throw up the NASDAQ.
I like how we're just like telling Tucker to do everything.
Let's throw up the NASDAQ because I want to talk
Has
about
to be done.
the thing about breadth, the word that I can never pronounce correctly.
You can just say bread, man. It's okay.
The
bread. But you guys saw that they put less weight in some of the large caps this week, right? Because the index is so overweight, 5 or 6 stocks now, that they had to like change their algorithm specifically for those stocks.
How do you guys interpret that? My knee-jerk reaction to that is that that's bearish.
Me too. It's gonna be harder to move it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that means people that are just straight buying QQQ or the NASDAQ are going to be by proxy just aping smaller caps now, right?
Yeah.
So maybe is that why we're seeing a small cap rotation in effect? In order to keep the
Potentially. When did they change that?
They did that this week, like a few days ago. Might have been yesterday. This market feels like it's you know how it can feel like in markets. I don't know exactly when that was, but I think it was this week.
I think we need to look at that one.
Apps, appetizers. You big app guy, Will?
APPS.
Will, when you go out to eat, are you a big apps guy?
Big ass.
I'm serious. It's an important question. I myself, like,
Yeah.
I have to get appetizers when I go out to eat.
Appetizers, desserts, you know, the usual. The stuff you're not supposed to have.
That's why it tastes good.
Yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, look,
I'm not a huge apps guy, but my wife loves a good appetizer, so I'm an apps guy.
I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes I get the appetizers and then I don't want to eat the food because I ate so much appetizers. But, yeah.
Every Mexican restaurant I eat at, queso. Oh my gosh, like, that's me, man.
I'm like, look, just don't even bring me any plates. Just keep bringing the chips.
Can someone give me a good reason why Lucid's not at $45 a share right now? I can't.
Look, I promise you. Remember Rivian? Look, Rivian literally ran to the downside before it just exploded.
So all right. Are you saying one more shakeout, Will?
No, the shakeout's in.
That's what I mean. Like this was the shakeout, the one more.
This was the shakeout. Yeah, this was the shakeout.
So yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't mean like I promise you like price is gonna get there. I mean like I'm telling you this was anticipated 100% they were gonna do this.
You did mention it. I do remember that. It makes sense.
Because they did the same thing on Rivian. It's literally nuts that they're mimicking each other as far as play for play. But yes, Tucker, we have to look at APPS. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
on the monthly. On the no, not that, Tucker. That's dinner, not appetizer.
That looks really good, man. It's making me
That's bullish.
Run the chart over top of it.
What do you want to look at?
APPS.
I was staying up watching like altcoins last night, and I ended up ordering like cheeseburgers at like 1 in the morning.
This is like a marketing firm right here, right? So you got to throw it on the monthly. I know the chart hasn't even partially loaded on your screen, by the way. There we go.
On my screen yet, so
look at the previous peak before the drop, before the run, 2019. Put a line right on top of 2019. Nope, 2019. The high of 2019. Down.
I got you.
Look at where we bounced.
Man, oh man.
Man, oh man is right.
Man, wow, man.
Look at that.
Yeah, boom, bang, boom.
Tell me that isn't a beautiful looking bounce there. That's 1, 2, 3 solid months, same zone. And it's not even the same zone, it's the high of the previous.
That's a 3 drive into support right there. Maybe you get a stop run, but that's definitely looking pretty floored.
Yeah, that looks really good. And that looks like a Pico bottom right there, too, on top of that.
A friend shared with me the ticker Wynn Hotels and Resorts.
Yeah.
Oh, Wynn? Yeah, I know Wynn. Okay, yeah.
You ever been to a Wynn hotel or resort?
I think it's WY.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Wynn.
Have you guys been to one?
I think. I don't remember for sure.
They're fire.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I've been to some pretty good hotels.
Nice.
I feel like at some point we need to address the elephant in the room, and that's Ape. But we could talk about that later.
Like Ape token?
Yeah.
Is it running?
No.
Oh God. It's going to Cold-Blooded Chiller said it was going to like $1 in 2022. I still think that's probably where it's gonna end up.
Bro, it looks bad. I'm not gonna lie. It looks bad.
BAYC versus wrapped ETH might be just as good of an indicator for the strength of that market. Yeah, apes are cooked, man. They're so fried.
Man, I hate talking about it too, because like I like the community, but
That'd be a rough one to round trip. There's no doubt about that one. I remember when those things were going for literally $650,000, $700,000 last year, even in the depths of, I mean, we had basically, in my opinion, kickstarted the bear market at that point. We were in that 32 to 47K range. Apes hit 115 ETH, 125 ETH. Man, that's just.
what happened to your screen there, Tucker?
Yeah, Tucker, what happened there?
Look at his
It
face.
just disconnected.
You said, "Oh dear."
You see his face. He's like, I don't know what's going on. My screen's black.
I have a confession to make, guys. On this call, I bought more Ox.
Hey,
Oh,
Ox, man, it's in that premium price though, man. Like if you got entries, that's it. That's your entries right here.
Dude, it looks kind of nice.
Somebody said they love the background.
The most generous billionaire.
Oh man. Yeah, that APP, man, apps is looking good, man. I think I might take a stab at that. Not gonna lie.
It's funny, there are just so many charts in equity land that look good. It's like, how do you even how are you prioritizing allocation right now, Will?
It's hard, man. It's hard.
Somebody. Yeah.
And some like I still have dry powder, but like in some cases I'm taking profit and just rotating it because it makes more sense because there's more upside in some of these. At least from my thought process, right? Even moving forward, like even if these are long-term portfolio holds, like some of these have done so much off the floor, I can't expect too much. Their stocks, right? Like I'm going to rotate some of these profits, but yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard. I'm trying to allocate in a way that makes sense, and then like if you're an average retailer, you're probably your best bet is to buy indexes versus individuals. But if you can tick these right and understand the stock market as a whole, like individuals will outperform any indexes, in my opinion. Man, I feel like we need to talk about ape. Just saying.
All right, let's talk about ape, and then we'll call it. We've been going for a little over an hour, man. They got us to 44 likes. These guys are insane. The most insane audience that we've ever had. Thank you guys for the 44 likes. Absolutely heartwarming.
100%. Yeah. Bro, I don't even know what to make of this. Like I can't find a stopping point on the chart.
Maybe the ICO.
Yeah, little deviation below. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. This looks as bad as Shiba.
I have a lot of Bored Ape Wojak memes, so I'm kind of glad I'll get to use them soon.
Actually, Tucker, could you draw like an angled line from the low to the low and then to where we're at? Kind of like a trend line. You know what I'm talking about, across all the lows? Yeah, like right there. Yep. I mean that could be. That could be the case, actually. That doesn't look too bad on a daily. But you know, then again, it could continue to drop.
Are you getting bull divs on it?
Yeah, let's check out that RSI.
Because otherwise, it could just bleed perpetually into that liquidity, man.
Yeah, you got a bull dip, but it's only on the far end. It's not really on the overall, right?
Yeah, what we can also use for signal is the BAYC versus wrapped ETH chart. That's the on-chain price of the NFTs rather than the token. I can't imagine it's that different, but there we go. Oh my goodness.
Oh wow.
Getting close to where it should be looking for a bottom though, probably.
100%. Yep.
But I'm not buying a Bored Ape.
I mean,
else take that risk, man.
This is what we were talking about, or I was talking about yesterday. Though, is like I think we're near the bottom on Bored Apes.
Not talking about that back close. Up,
man. So eight's probably what, like 26, 27 ETH, something like that. You guys thinking, or 25? Like, what's your thoughts on that?
If you knew who was behind BAC, you would run. You'd be terrified. In 1 second, microsecond, BAC.
Well, you're
Zero.
asking for the low on the floor price.
Yeah. What do you think the low is?
I mean, 20 makes a lot of sense. If it goes below
20?
that, it might be going to like literally single digits.
Yeah, that would be rough, man. I would be very, very. I couldn't even imagine what mutants would be at that point.
What are mutants at right now? Because I checked a week ago and they were at 5. I think below 5 ETH, which was a full ETH below mint price. I mean, a full round trip of the pump.
Yeah, the mutants are. Yeah, they're taking a beating too. I think they're like 7.
They should, man. Mutants are
4.9. Yeah, they're below floor.
These should go to 0.
They could. They definitely. I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't think anything goes to 0. But yeah, it's going to be basically if it continues in this trend. What's the RSI look like? Oh, that looks rough too. I don't lie.
Not much. Not
Yeah.
much. On
There's nothing to go off of here. Like as far as a charting standpoint, it's basically just pointing down. Like this guy.
It's so funny.
Look how
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so esteemed.
That's hilarious.
Based. The man
Yeah.
behind your busted stops.
I don't know.
It's
I
hilarious,
I think
man.
I'm gonna continue to monitor mutants. I think they might have a reversal at some point. And bases. Yeah, I think you're kind of right though. Maybe 20 is the low.
Dan Pena is the blur farmer destroying mutant ape prices.
Crazy, man. I mean, ape coin is, man, I can't put a finger on it other than where we just found that trend line low, right?
Yeah.
That's all you have. You have no RSI reversal. You have nothing to tell you that you're going to bottom here.
You have nothing. Monkey JPEG.
The only bull case I can make for basically bored apes at this point is that it's reaching that point where everybody's dogging on them so much. It kind of reminds me of Solana when it was capitulating under $10. Then you had everyone dropping videos like the death of Solana, a dead chain, and then of course it rallied like 300% off that low. So it's getting to a point where I'm like, yeah, they definitely have some problems, but dude, everybody has given up on them, it seems like at this point.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Good.
I've said this before. I thought Kobe had such a great take on it, which is that like because of the way or when Bored Apes ran, they're going to be viewed as like the pinnacle of excess from the last bull market. So they're going to get hit the hardest. And people who own a monkey JPEG are going to be viewed as looking the stupidest or the dumbest in hindsight for those reasons. If I can find the tweet, I'll like post in the Discord. But I thought he encapsulated like why they're selling off so hard perfectly.
I do have one more. If we could just, I know we wanted to close it out, but I just wanted to
go for it.
I want to look at Azuki wheat.
Have you seen Fat Zukis?
Yes. They're literal just rip-offs, bro. They're rip-offs of the original. Hilarious.
I mean, they're just derivatives, right? Because technically Remilios are rip-offs of Miladies.
Yeah.
I bet Remilios are taking a beating.
Is that right, bro? There's no way that's right.
No, that's not right. It's not.
Wait, that's a new pair.
Yeah.
Listed 4 hours ago.
Yeah, I'd get rid of that. I don't know what that is. Maybe just do the Azuki with enter.
I did. Maybe I'll just hit enter. Oh.
Yeah, something's not loading correctly.
I need to do it on. I've actually like never really been able to find a great Azuki chart.
Look at this. Wait.
Shoot, are we going down? Nice.
That's where it is right now.
Oh, is it? Oh, it is. You're right. Holy moly!
I don't know what this chart is.
Can we clean that up? Let's drop some higher time frames. Maybe clean that up a little bit.
I don't think there was an Azuki
I don't know.
chart on TradingView until a few days ago, to be honest with you.
Well, that goes
Yeah.
back to September, doesn't it?
No, I
I don't
guess
think
to
they're
August.
behind it.
Oh yeah, it does. right?
Yeah, it goes back a ways.
Oh, well, never mind. That can't be right.
No.
That's definitely not right. We'll find it.
That might be.
Find one.
What date did that drop?
Real quick, right before we wrap up, I want to see what the Remilio chart looks like.
Okay.
I think Max probably will too.
We're gonna figure out the
that's-
Azuki
I
chart,
was
guys.
about to say, I'm just dying to know what they're at. So.
We will figure out how to get a proper Azuki chart, and we'll get that up for you guys. Somebody asked about my ladies in Senko.
Oh man, I love my Senkos. I will say I think one of the most undervalued areas of the Senko network is their Sakura Park NFTs. If you're looking for like deep value within that ecosystem, eventually they're going to be integrated within Senkoscape, which is like DMT RuneScape essentially. I don't know necessarily what they're going to do, but I think those are probably they really haven't been that aggressively swept yet. So I think that's interesting. But I love the project. And for Miladies, yeah, I mean, I think NFTs in general just look not that great, especially when you have ETH and Bitcoin potentially looking like they want to trend. And when majors look like they want to trend, people will exit NFTs temporarily to go chase those pumps.
I like Remilios right here. I'm not gonna lie.
Doesn't look that bad.
Yeah, that's like a triple bottom low.
That looks pretty bad, man. I don't know.
I'm
Haikanashi
not
is
gonna say anything, Max.
No, the Haikanashi is painting a weird picture. Go to the candles.
No, Haikanashi is what you want to see. It shows you the nice trend.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah, that's a triple bottom.
That's not a triple bottom, man.
You got the left side, you got the current one, and you got right there where we're at.
What does it look like without logarithmic on?
Not quite.
Right
I
there,
see
look.
major inefficiencies
boom.
down to that first impulse.
Oh, that was with
If it breaks support, I agree with you. If
That
it breaks
looks like
support.
it's cliff dwelling right now. I don't. I mean, you try, but
man,
I mean,
I don't know if it goes to fills that wick, bro.
no, not there. I don't think it's going there. I think it's going lower than. No, I'm just kidding. I think it's going back to that. I think it's going back to that first impulse.
Yeah, I can see that. Where it basically consolidated and then broke down and broke out.
Yeah.
I can see the high end range of that. I
don't view this as a triple bottom at this point. I mean,
yeah. I think a lot of people got FOMO'd into the Elon tweet, and then you know how that results in the end.
It was pretty obvious that was going to form the top locally to me. I mean, they blew off from 3.5 or 4 ETH all the way to 9 in one candle for NFT. Like that, you should be selling into that liquidity, in my opinion.
100%. You could have sold into that and bought 4 by now, 5. You know where we're at right now.
Remilio's got smashed though. I had my eye on them. But the fact that they are kind of holding the support, I might put them back on my watch list. I'm sorry, Max.
You see what I'm saying, right? Right, Tommy?
It really doesn't look that bad yet, but I also wouldn't say that it looks good yet.
It doesn't look fantastic. Like this is like a Pico top easy, but like if it breaks support, sure. But like if it doesn't break support, like this is the zone. What I would do, my thoughts is like this looks like a good spot to buy. And then if it broke that support, I would sell them, right? And look for lower at that point.
The only thing about that with NFTs is like you enter at support, and just to exit at support, you're basically still going to take a 5 to 10% haircut on 100%. The spread. It's so illiquid. That's the frustrating thing about NFTs for me, and why I just prefer tokens. Yeah.
I think tokens are easier for sure. NFTs is like you need to be a high net worth, high liquidity person to really play with NFTs. I'm not gonna lie. Like if you're in here and you're only able to buy 1 or 2 of these, like I don't think it's the play for you.
I like Pudgies on a side note. I think they're showing great strength in the midst of total NFT capitulation, but we can go ahead and start wrapping up the show. I know we've been going for about an hour and a half. How many likes did we end up getting, Max?
Dude, 47.
Wow. If you guys want to push us to 50 likes, if you haven't, that would be freaking
That would be
awesome.
amazing.
You think we could get to 50, dude? I set a goal of 30. We way overshot that, man. I underestimated these people.
How about we give them a couple more? We give them a couple more gems, and they give us 50. How about that?
All right, guys, we're gonna hang out. We're gonna hang out for just a little bit longer here. Let's see if we can get to 50. I don't want to ask for too much now, but I feel like we could do 50. There's definitely 3 people watching right now that haven't liked the video yet. 50 would be absolutely insane, man. Absolutely insane. We normally ask for 20 likes. You guys always deliver. Today we asked for 30, and now we're at 47. You guys are some madmen out there. Absolute madmen. But thank you guys for the support.
Let's take a look at CFX. I can't bring that up, man. And it's on Polygon, no less.
Yeah, no.
Oh, hey, and just a quick reminder, guys, if liking, feels good for you and you like this video, imagine how good subscribing would feel. Imagine the rush you would feel from subscribing to the Because Bitcoin YouTube channel. So if you really like the video, consider subscribing as well.
I really feel like really granular alts and on-chain markets are where people should be dwelling right now. Like I think Link, Sol, I'm using these as like broad tokens. I'm not trying to single them out, but or I am, but I think these smaller tokens are just more isolated markets right now. Yes, when they get hit, they're going to go down a lot more, but at the moment, like the structures, and I would say more importantly, the direct correlation to Bitcoin and Ethereum is way less prevalent on these tokens. So for me, that's where I would be dwelling.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree.
Oh, I love the CFX stuff, by the way. If you anchor volume, Tucker, from the start of the pump it had in January, it looks really good. You think this bottomed?
Dude, I don't know. We got where is it?
Tucker super microstructure.
Yeah, there it is. An even better indicator. I for longer.
And I don't know. I think TLT and TMF are cooked, man.
Oh no, we got the non-fade signal.
They do.
I don't like to be on the side of Jim Cramer, I'm telling you, but like
I tend to agree. I think they're cooked. Or it's cooked.
Let him cook.
AVAX triple bottom. Just throwing that out there,
Now I need to double check your triple bottoms because you said something else was a triple bottom and that was not.
It was, bro.
Nah,
it
man,
was.
That was capitulation.
It's a triple at the high, bro. It hasn't broken any supports. If it breaks support, I'll agree with you.
Will, what do you think about that?
Deviation, obviously. Yeah, it's gonna reverse. Doesn't mean but that could be a temporary rise, just like the previous ones where they ran straight up and then just dumped straight down. It's just liquidity equalizing as it drops.
Oh man, it looks kind of juicy.
It's just like I like bull divs, but I don't like bull divs that are that tight, right? Like on the last 2 drops, you get a bull div. Like it means a reversal, but it doesn't mean a lasting reversal. You want big bull divs.
Let me show you example A, Will. Let me show you example A. Wait, never mind. It's not example A.
If we
Jesus Christ.
If you look at like the 10-year yield, here's really the issue. Yeah. So Tucker, can you go to the 10-year? So draw a diagonal breakout line from the all-time high. We're coming back to retest that right now. So if this is just like a really aggressive retest and we bounce from here, yeah, I mean, Will's correct. Like if we see yields bounce from this level, which is where they would in theory bounce, I mean, we're going to see TMF and TLT capitulate. But of course, if this ended up being like a big deviation and we tuck back underneath that line and we see the 10-year start to move down towards 3.5, I mean, yeah, you could see TMF at $9 or $10 pretty quickly. So the big question is, was this like a deviation in yields, which, by the way, is on the table. Like this is the level it should hold at right here. It should hold here. But if it doesn't, again, and this is a fake breakout, bottom's probably in on TMF and TLT.
Yeah, that's always a possibility. Like I said, like it's cooked until it's not, right? So like if obviously if there's invalidations to that, so if those invalidations play, then I'm wrong. That's just
So
basically it at the end of the day.
if this is the bottom on treasury bonds, do we think the Jaws meme, right? Do we think that's a slow closing or a fast one?
I think it's going to be slow.
Yeah, it'll be a bleed. I don't know. There's a lot, man.
Yeah, where'd my
There's a lot.
Is there a scenario where both go up?
For a short period of time, yes. I don't think they'd have a positive correlation for more than like a quarter.
Gotcha. Hey,
So-
all I need is a quarter. So
look, we should talk about that bull div on DJI. Just saying.
you've been talking about DJI, man.
I'm telling you, it's gonna break out, man. Like, people are fading
we
it.
talked before about how DJI was kind of the catalyst for like DJI broke out, and then after DJI broke out, we start, historically speaking, that's when markets roll over. Or was that the Russell?
You got an easy bull div or inverse head and shoulders right there.
Yeah, but you're still struggling right here. You gotta.
It still hasn't been validated. Has not been
It
invalidated
hasn't.
until
It hasn't, because I mean, you still. That's
yeah.
your line.
You have to invalidate that. Otherwise, this is an easy inverse head and shoulders.
Yeah. I mean, they gapped it up above the neckline. You want to see that probably just.
You want to see a hold. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's just, and I've seen this a lot where it's just a consolidation on the right shoulder versus like just a straight breakout. And then it consolidates and then it breaks out later. Right. And that's where they catch a lot of traders off sides is they'll consolidate on the right shoulder, pretend like they're going to break down, and then they break out on that move. One other thing too, BlackRock silver, deviation low into liquidity. I think they're going to break out. It looks very much like Ox on that move too.
BlackRock silver.
Yeah, so BKRRF. So if you look there, they're basically sitting right below the resistance zone. I think they get back above that, you're going to rip. And they are playing it like a deviation right now. Like they didn't drop much below that resistance. And now they're kind of rising into it, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low across the board. Just throwing out some gems.
When are we going to be trading the BlackRock Bitcoin Corp?
Soon, very soon.
Very soon.
Gold's catching a bid, which is positive for a lot of things, right? That means we're definitely looking like we're going to go up. It's when gold breaks down is where you got to start watching for downside to the market.
Hey guys, I think this is where we call it. We've been going for a while. The likes have completely flatlined at 47. We were unable to get to 50. I have a feeling we're going to get to it on the reruns. Usually the likes increase pretty heavily on the rerun, but I say let's call it here. We'll save some for tomorrow's stream. We've been going almost 90 minutes. So Tommy, man, take us out and make sure to remind everybody about the Discord, man.
For sure. Yeah, no, I very much appreciate you guys for getting us towards 50 or 47 likes, almost 50. We're going to have to do that another day, but we really appreciate y'all's support. The algo is going to love that. Like Max said, if you like the video but haven't subscribed, we'd really appreciate that as well. As well as, if you loved what you saw today, you can take a look at some of, more intimate services that we offer of our own trading and our market outlook, like our Discord, where we have, a free 1-week trial, as well as other premium content, which you can check out in the link at this YouTube description, as well as the link tree in our Twitter bio. We actually have a very exciting announcement for later today as well, but I will save that. Just something to be mindful of and look out for. I can't wait for that to come out. But yeah, no, very exciting things going on because Bitcoin. We are happy that you guys are here with us and getting to witness them. And we appreciate you guys once again for being here and spending your Wednesday afternoons or mornings with us, whatever time of day it might be. We'll be back tomorrow for another episode of Market Check, as well as I believe for another episode of Market Talk later this afternoon. I see we lost Tucker, but I wanted to thank everybody on the panel today as well. Yeah, I mean, we can go ahead and wrap things up now. Thanks again, guys. You guys rock. Have a great rest of your Wednesdays. Like I said, we'll be back later today and tomorrow. Be on the lookout for that announcement. Thanks again, guys.
Thanks, guys.